13 days of Halloween. Today we're on day 12, which means we have one more day for the countdown. And then after that, we're having a very, very special Halloween stream. Now, chat, today, well, we're going to be playing a little game that our lovely Bubs got for us. And that, my dear friends, hold on, chat, is Bad End Theater. And I will be playing it as soon as I come back from getting food. Okay, sorry about that, chat. I was gone because I had to get food, and I haven't ate in like a while. And if you guys don't know, and if you're new, I have really bad blood sugar levels, so yeah. It's all fun and games. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing Bad End Theater, and from what I've seen, it is the exact game that is right up my alley, and according to Bubs, I should be able to really enjoy the music. Transit. Turn. Enter. So, first off, welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You'll make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. The Demon Doll. You control the Demon Doll. You're fierce looking guy, just mind your own business. How will you interact with the Human Doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the Human Doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. You control the Human Doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How when you interact with the Demon Doll? Attack it. Play nice. You and the Demon Doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. Or you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to whatever you chose during the last playthrough. Now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay that doll's perspective. Now try turning the doll's behavior on and off and see the different outcomes. You control the Demon Doll. You both attack each other at once and die together. Into toil. I'm done. You understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. The game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now without further ado, let's start the show. We're gonna do Overlords first. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It is a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose sole purpose in life is just to destroy you. What's their deal anyways? You've actively devoted to pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing. If you're being quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you mind yourself, everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? You told them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wait to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront his jerkwad. You have cursed at him, very rudely inquire his reasons for doing this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he's grown strong from cutting down your army. You're unable to defeat him. With decisive strings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fail. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you're never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. Truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you're swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord End. You're a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's all off standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. Nice. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you, and you spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Gobble her up. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against humans. Start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. Wander into the nearby village. People were screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak. His bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon lord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day, because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon Overlords apparently love capturing those. Just think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone. Maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you would understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. a demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. Tell them that you're thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns or villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuses to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent, unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. Maybe different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. Maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then, a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon, too. Ow. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, assuring him that you're never in any danger. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you'd just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear that you have been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters, after all. You somehow manage to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escape Maiden, Ending A. You are the hero. You'd like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon Overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to it where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are forced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is so much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. Villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant hero end. Okay, we're gonna do that with the maiden's point of view. Sword drawn. Protect her. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think? You never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You're glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Sacrificial maiden end. And then we'll... Maiden goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. Maiden and martyr are very similar. You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looked into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct our army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. People in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle has really taken it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood! Why? Did it come for the maiden? Did you think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The maiden shouts something behind you, and you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her chest, and she falls to the floor lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated, but your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all, and become ruler of the entire world. Vengeful Overlord, End A. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, seeing it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Complacent Maiden. Okay, now we're gonna see the, lunge forward to put an end to the evil overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The overlord strikes at you in a vengeful rage. You parry, and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, and nothing could be done for the girl, but the overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Loyal hero, and... Okay, no, we're not gonna have the martyr. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The overlord moves past you and out the door, to see her army in lifeless bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Tragic hero end. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The overlord has been slain. Okay, this is just this same on that. Okay, and then you're a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. Okay. The overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. Refuse to leave. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid... Okay. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, till he realizes he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. Explain the situation, reassuring him that you are never in any danger. The hero expresses a relief that this whole misunderstanding hasn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to village with him to give everyone news of your safety. The overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the overlord alright? You can't return to a village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the overlord's room. The door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. Smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. The fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What? A joke. A maiden. Saving the overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless Maiden, NB. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. On the way, you encounter Hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right there? explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. You're very upset that the so-called hero would treat you this way and leave in a huff. You return to your village alone. Everyone is very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are relatedly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die.
You're on that ending.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Bubs. Oh, so I realized something. So the True End song for Bad End Theater is on the Librarian playlist, and I didn't realize this until now.
Oh my god.
Because I've seen Bad End Theater, I just haven't seen all the endings. So I listened to the soundtrack because it was really cool and I really liked it. And Bad End Theater True End song is on the Librarian of Souls playlist.
I have seen every ending.
Yep. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so, so sorry. Executed Maiden End. Let's see, we're on ending 11.
Wait, how long have you been playing for so far?
27 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. You can't return home.
Just click the skip button.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. I make sure to read through ones I haven't gone through. You take your chances at the castle. You're here after all. This is your job. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the rescued straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens, or anything of the sort. Villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust in Miss Maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking about what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately, and say, so I'll keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you run this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting at you for you to hunt her down and hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and to talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into demon territory. Evil miasma? No, you realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden overhead, but she's stopped in her tracks. The Overlord's castle engulfed in flames. You had only taken an eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now, you think of turning back. The The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on a chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You're too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander hero, ending A.
Ooh, good job. You watched her die.
Yeah, now we're gonna see this from the maiden's perspective. He's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you returned to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that a hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. Villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. Explain to them how they have met the Overlord, and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or any other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. You're going to be held captive by anyone that's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run. You boldly announce you accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. But as you approach the castle, you notice something's gone terribly wrong. He appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord alright? You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. In the spread of judgment, you rush and burn castle. You're right, too weak to it's this one. Yeah.
You already get that one?
Yeah. Okay. Bum. Prove her story to the village. She drags you along with her. She has much better odds with you around, so you don't object. Adventure awaits. Halfway there, the maiden suddenly stops. Something's not right. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. She suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. Stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. Ending B. Okay.
I know how to change that, but I won't tell you. I'll just give you a little hint. It has to do something with the underling.
I know. I've guessed that. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. Take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think. As you walk past the town square, you notice that the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house. But you can't escape the sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator hero, ending A. You're in a good mood today, and I'm rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. Maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Friends question your loyalty to their cause. She's actually not so bad, you guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle, you understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't want her to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. You slit your throat in response. Fateful underling end.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. If this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. Beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. Follow your friends outside the castle and talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, unless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. Probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths would make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really don't want it to come down to this. You can't back down now. You have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. Sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap, like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Figure the cleanest way to do this would be dig your claws into her throat. So you do just do that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you, before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you. You weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed your overlord. Lord Underling, and B. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to be a bit way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up. Yeah, you tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned. The demon shut the door. Scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly Underling and... Can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. Another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything I explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. Maiden apologizes for causing trouble. The hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. Tell the hero you won't let her take her take her home. Maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. Take a step towards the maiden. She backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Selfish Overlord.
Yandere.
You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. The hero maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious Overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while, but your door slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident, those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord End. But the Overlord objects to this hero's suggestion. Tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. You won't let her go. Maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Has she really been lying to you all along, you wonder? Is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord is a horrible way like this. This was your destiny, after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Captured Maiden and A. Okay, now we go to... Go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable, but they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Maiden explains that she was never actually captured, and she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt. Ask her to return home. But the Overlord objects to this. The Maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. Maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. Tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. Be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before jumping you. You're helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the Maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero and...
Yeah, you like the game?
Good. You've almost fallen asleep when the Maiden and hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you. Not surprised. How nice of the humans to care, though.
You're on this one.
Yeah. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell out for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants will let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately all you do is sleep. Group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly seeing your door shut. You, the Maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. Hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the Maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even know that you grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Overlord's true end. Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad in theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you've been. Hold on, I have a perfect scene for this.
Voice changer.
Is the pain setting in? Oh, well, you should have been well aware of what you've been shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guests.
If you want to end the game early, get all the true ends. But if you don't, then don't try to get all the true ends on everyone's perspectives. You know the shouting for the hero and politely asking have like nothing to do to change the story. Rika, you talking? Rika, August. Okay. I was telling you that if you get all the true endings, you will end the game early. You wanna end the game early? I don't think I can hear you on the stream. I don't think I can hear you on the stream. I still can't hear you on it.
They. You really.
I'm not gonna hear you. You're good. You're good.
Mm.
You're good now.
Yeah, I know. I'm eating.
Okay. Nom nom.
You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. I don't have to get a drink because I'm starting to get hiccups. Fuck. This is what happens when I try to speedrun eating because I want to get right onto the talking. She threatens them with violence, and you think she's being very overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Had they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this, and is thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. You had just pretended not to hear them. If you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. Damn me. What? What?
There you go. You didn't end it early.
Now she started talking to you like your friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. Speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? Demons and humans have independent societies. Wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, and... joking. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. Take off into the castle. As they headed to the Overlord's room, fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were aspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. I'm not meaning to do this. The maiden's very frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea, and that they're just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they told the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless who yell at this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear her traded his friends smutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans, and then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to save a lot of them. You'd wish you get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess, sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. You're surprised the Overlord spares you. Or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying. The hero is silent. You all burn together. A matter of this perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder, what will happen when you collect them all? Will you give in to despair, or... I actually have, I'm actually Danganronpa is on sale, so I'm planning on getting it.
Ooh, nice.
Because it's like, hold on, let me check. Because I got an email from Steam, like, hey, these things are on sale today. Like,
You have almost every trait. You're missing one trait for the underling, and I know exactly what trait that
yeah.
is.
Let me just open Steam real quick. There we go.
You wanna know what the thing is? What the trait you get?
What?
You know how you get the true end, how the maiden runs off with the hero?
Yeah.
Make the maiden run off by herself.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to go to my wish list so I can see what I...
But make the maiden run off on her own, and play the underling, and you'll get his last trait.
Fuck, it's been such a long time since I've used this, so I'm like looking for my wish list. Ah, here it is. Okay, yeah, so up until, November 1st, The Forest will be $4.99, Danganronpa 2 will be $8, Elder Scrolls will be $10, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony will be, $16, Get the Fuck Out will be $30, and that's it. It's on sale. So I'm gonna go and get, when I get, because I'm gonna go to get a Steam gift card. And then there's the bundle that I can get, which is Danganronpa 1, 2, and 3, in V3, which is $17.98.
Jesus.
What?
That's a lot of money.
No, listen. The bundle in of itself, regularly, is like $60. That is cheap. It's 75% off. It's 60% off for Danganronpa 2.
Oh, I thought you said it was $75.
No! It's, $17.98.
Oh yeah, that's a deal.
I know, right?
I thought you said it was $75. And I'm
Why
like,
the
what
fuck would I ever buy something that much?
I
Plus, like, the forest is only $5. We need to get the forest so we can play it together.
I'm going broke because I spent like $100 on Animal Crossing.
Oh my god. This is why you don't wait. Oh!
Oh my god, why did it skip so much?
I don't know! The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot because the maiden is basically a bystander in most of her endings.
Yeah, the Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. pray, you don't know what else to do. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Devout Maiden. Okay. Shit, okay. Yeah, it just...
Oh my god.
Yep.
Did you forget to make the Overlord text?
Oh,
Wait, what are you trying to get?
you can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognized from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. Slaughtered Maiden End.
Now do that from the underling's perspective. Yeah.
You and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. Maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue screaming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? Hero yells, prepare to face justice. Another such cliche hero lines, before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Can you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she starts moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who managed to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you betrayed your Overlord. Lord Underling, ending A. Puppet Master!
And now you got Captor.
That makes a lot of sense for me. Because that's my name in, on D&D Beyond. I need to eat more chicken. Decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. Can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. The hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It is impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Imprisoned maiden. Bum bum bum. Ask the demons if they've seen the maiden. They have. They inform you she's being held in the dungeon at the moment. She trusts them, and in return, they lock her up. So demons are truly evil beings after all. You demand they take you to her, but they do not let you pass. You should have expected as much from these unreasonable creatures. You know what you must do. You thrust your blades to the body demon before you Ewan rushed the castle alone. You're the only one who can save the maiden now. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vowed to exterminate her, and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Unlucky hero end. Bum bum bum. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here would definitely cause trouble. Put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. The maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. Figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. You wake up to the sounds of battle. A hero is cutting through your army. As the Overlord, it's your job to take charge in these kind of situations. You rush out to end this hero's pitiful existence. Dial, demons, I shouldn't have believed you for a second that you were anything but pure evil. I exterminated you all. You don't really get what's going on, but you engage regardless. A girl's gotta defend her people. You clash again and again, but the hero isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously on low health, waiting for the other to make a move. One of your underlings appears behind him. You knock the hero unconscious. You kind of appreciate it, but can't they see this was a duel? They don't respond. You sense murderous intent. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with your claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord, end day. Okay. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice, comfy Overlord bed. All the lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. You wake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. You thought you told that underling to do their job. Not dragged strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized break from the castle. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in this guest, so you let them off easy. That underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her will is to be captured by you. She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. You pierce their chest with your claws. They scream. The hero backs away. He's wise not to interfere. They've stopped moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. Didn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Spy a group of suspicious demons hanging around near the entrance, and you can't help but overhear their conversation. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just told her heard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by the group from the entrance, who shift the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. Grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. Group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join in, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. Next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the one underling, is crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into her underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in a prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. Two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by the flames. Resigned hero end. About responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. You made her into boss of everyone. You complain about the Overlord to your friends. You agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. You tell your friends you are totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. Really nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. You're still gonna be rebel, and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. Change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time... You're in a good mood today, and I'm rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Mine. You have nothing better to do. So that's how your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord, knowing full well what you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed when easygoing... You even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up, rude. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Traitor underling and... 10 more. Okay. Okay. Now... Slow you down. I asked about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. Think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all. Can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. Maiden was never found. Useless hero end. Okay. Overlord appears. Asked what the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden's in here, then what happened to her? It's the only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possibly she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong enough from the horde's demons you took down from before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. Cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. Just as you suspected, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst this carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. dumb. I'm so dumb. Okay. Hungry. Tell the demon your name, explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. The plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been born patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. It's all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Consumed maiden end. Letter. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 2. That's all of Maiden's, You're in a good mood today. Look, you're just joking. Sneak up to the Overlord's room, and there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You're not sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. Tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Heroic underling end. Okay. Beautiful. Tyrant. This Overlord holding you and your friends back. Agree that it's time for a change of management. You like the sound of that. You announced your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Your friends are very impressed. You're sure them you'll talk more about the assassination then when you get back. Satisfies them. Sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. Me in here and killing everyone like a maniac. Him, you lynched him while he's busy driving. Light that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this. Bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. Hero struggles. You feel his sword goes through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comments pile onto him as your consciousness fades. Hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You've earned your rest. Figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Most of them might fight back. That probably won't end well. You're just one little underling after all. No day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. Lifeless forms for those you've known as far back as you can remember. Feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle. But as a demon, this kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll surround your life. Maybe you'll live peacefully, alone in some dark deep. Starter underling end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 3. Hi. Nice.
Tenant Knight.
We're on 37.
Already?
Yeah. I have all of Maidens. I have all of the maid. Yes. I have. Hold on. I have to go to. I have to refresh the page. Okay, I have Selfless Maiden, Executed Maiden, Complacent Maiden, Captured Maiden, Slaughtered Maiden, Sacrificial Maiden, Escaped Maiden, Imprisoned Maiden, Devout Maiden, Maiden's True End.
Click where it says bad end.
Oh, so I have all of Underlings.
If you click on it, you can see what routes you did to get those underlings.
True End.
I'm eating breakfast at Tenant Night.
Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Okay, hold on. No. I didn't see that one. It's hidden by my stream thing. Hold on. I'm checking Steam because that one has the actual names of it. Okay, conquered, selfish, vengeful, burned, betrayed, spiteful. Assassinated is one I don't think I have yet. Yep, I have assassinated. Okay. Bonk. No. Oh, wait. Hold on.
When assassinated, turn off critical.
I know this one.
What's the word for the hero?
Dutiful.
Dutiful?
Dutiful, yes. You are awakened by one of your underlings. They brought you a hero who inquires about a missing maiden. Tell him you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home. To your surprise, you figured he might try to fight you, but you're glad to get back to your nap instead. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. One of your underlings is tearing your sword out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you've already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord End. Okay. What else? Yeah. Hold on. No. I have notes. It's these ones. Which is...
Oh, did you do the one where the hero just meets up with the maiden and stuff instead of asking how he gets killed in the forest?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna see. No, that's sad. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Forgot to turn off hungry. Suddenly strikes, cutting through you with his blade. He didn't even hesitate. Oh, you've gone soft. How could you let your guard down like that? How unfair. After all you've done to avoid this outcome, you can't outrun your destiny. The hero always slays the overlord. You should have never trusted a human. You watch as the hero escorts the maiden out of your castle. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Slain overlord end. Okay. And then next one is yeah. This one it's just the dutiful without heroic. Oh yeah. I always forget to click the bottom one because I think I do and then I don't. Hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there is nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Wrathful Overlord End. A ladder flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 4. Okay. Now all we have to do is do the true ending for the hero. Not yet.
Do obedient. Okay, so I'm going.
Yeah, I know. Wait.
Oh, did you not turn on my
Wait. Oh, yeah. She gonna kill it as retribution? He continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You all burn together. Hero's true end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 1. Letter collector.
Read all the letters first, and then do the maiden's true end, and then
My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write, and I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You'd be so proud if you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear it. Wherever you are, forever yours, Tragedy. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts, one I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude, you wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day. Even now I wonder too. Somewhere you're thinking of it too. Yep. It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands.
Self-insert!
Oh my god.
Self-insert!
You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that. Well, what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. Hero, maiden, underling, overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? I've come to save you. You explained to the group that you've witnessed their many terrible intertwining fates, and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course this makes no sense to any of them. Only the maiden understands your compassion. My prayers have been answered. You must be her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now. Now. Enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passe. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way onto the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me Tragedy if you like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in the darkness with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater, though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm sick of all these bad endings. Then frankly, you should never have come to a place called Bad End Theater, haven't we already been over this? You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending. It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God! The stage is set for your battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Defend. You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that.
Do it again.
You're right. Perhaps you don't understand just how classed you are here. Behold my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in the way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. But you like some clothes. You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I can make a living as a tailor rather than a hero. Please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agree to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one that's been killing us. Murderer, I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Hold on, I'm looking at my notes. Hold on. Okay. Time to do this. Your reign of terror ends here, Tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing. Fuck. She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. Explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping I would meet one today. Seeing of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of the story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord. But you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so... You ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will not fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Okay, now we need hope for Maiden. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? Explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Oh, okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. Think of the underlings' friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. They kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underlings suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle! I love his design, oh my god. The underling, huh?
He's like, no, no, he's like the one that's like that puts someone from our generation to actually react. What the fuck? This is a boss?
I'm sorry, it sounds like what, one of the aces would say. Don't say I'm wrong. You know I'm right. Kind of sounds like what something that altar would say. The underling, You must be desperate to call in such an unreliable ally. Huh, if I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. Can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone. This is just Mage and Demon Queen. Left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well. I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Okay, and then the final one is ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. You've done it! You've managed to defeat me! A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for filling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. The theme.
I want to sing along to the music while it's playing, but then stream lag and stream delay.
Lost the cold. Your scenes everyone and to bed and theater. Curtains close. Come away stronger, maybe you'll break. Not my fault you saw this pain. My misery, all the eternity, a proof of suffering.
Look at the picture.
I know, they're so cute. I love it so much. How do you feel knowing that this song is in the Librarian of Souls playlist? Ring all alone, searching for my lost love, and both toward bad and fear too. This place were cold. Still felt this warmth from them, isn't that strange? The thinking of your face. All your tragedies. Wait. And happy endings. Your suffering. Miss you, my darling. Wait a minute. Wait. Your true end. Something's missing.
Something is missing.
Oh. You're still here. The curtain is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell, after all. Me. You'd like to know why I started this theater. Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart into your hands, revealing... I should have warned you. This might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maiden's. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me. Necessarily, that's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such things as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out, to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. A running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of the relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to be like the types of stories where love conquers all. Where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. I lost her, and then I started this theater. But this story... Huh? I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Now truly, everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna sink it. No.
Wait, click enter real quick and look at the message that shows up.
Wait, what?
Click enter again. Even though it says closed on the screen, it doesn't mean
There's nothing more to see, my love, but if you'd like to reset, if you really want to experience everything all over again, I'm happy to oblige. So we begin the resetting process.
Well, okay. You reset it because you only played through the ending and got the true end immediately. Um, when you don't know that tragedy was your lover, it's just like, oh, there's no more bad endings for you to see unless you want to reset. But then once you get the true ending, they're just like, there's nothing more to see, my love.
There's still your bad end.
Oh, it's really kind of hard to tell.
You just keep picking up the wrong trait.
Yeah, you just spam it. Spam the wrong trait, and it heals it.
You're now free to enjoy my endings all over again. Wait.
You could go back and check.
Shit. Wait, hold on. Oh, this.
Yeah, you could just click bad end. Not you could just click bad end. Yeah, that's it.
Time to fight God! Again!
For a second time. Try it again. No.
No.
Now just spam justice.
But justice applies to you too, does it not? Will you pay for your own misdeeds?
In some of the other ones, you see what tragedy possibly could have done.
The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy with kindness. So naive, I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Wait, what the fuck? The underling tries to evade tragedy through mischievous means. You're so much fun! Would you like a reminder of where that mischief will lead you? The Overlord tries to fight tragedy with sheer brutality. Oh, has violence really been working out for you so far? I'll show you my own brutality. Your HP has run out. You are overcome by tragedy. If you wish to challenge me again, collect more bad endings. You'll be able to reach this path again through the Maiden's true end. I'll be waiting. Your bad end. Ba 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 da 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 da. Every path I had to offer. Okay, and that's wait, hold on.
Well, the save did.
Wait. there's one more. I know, but I wanted to see the, because I'm looking at the stuff when it zooms fast. Oh, just in case. Yep. Now I have all of the achievements.
Congratulations.
We did that in 2 hours. Well, technically an hour because I spent like some time getting food. I spent like, I don't know how long, but I spent like a good while getting food for myself because I was hungry.
I made myself breakfast.
Mm. Okay. I know. I accidentally. I hit escape and I didn't mean to do that because it made it enter instead. Well, that was Bad and Feeder. What else should I play? Should we go to a game of Spooky's Haunted Mansion? Spooky's Haunted Mansion. Let me just download it because I have to. I was almost about to download 5D chess. No. Yeah, but I'm gonna get like a gift card because I have some money, but my mom has my money because you know how she is. And then I'll get myself like a Steam gift card or some shit. And yeah. Oh shit. Ow. hold on, hold on, hold on. God dang, okay. Hold on, chat. This game contains violent and disturbing material, and obviously flashing lights. For as long as you can remember, legends have been told about the derelict mansion upon the hill that cast a blanket of darkness over the town. The history of the house itself is virtually unknown. Even the town's oldest residents cannot remember the mansion's origin. Being an avid history enthusiast, you embark up the mountain to visit Manor, hoping to shed some light on the backstory of this crumbling fortress of darkness. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. But, like, I had to read that because it was being... Oh shit, what the fuck did I just do? Bum, 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 bum. So loud. Huh. Didn't mean to do that. On chat, it's being your pests. Hmm.
The stream started lagging.
Hold on. Should have got me to figure this out if I don't. If it kills me. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. I figured it out! Oh my god, I'm a genius. Okay, can you tell me if it's working? Yeah? Okay.
It is.
Mm. Spooky. No. I already know your story. First, this place just seemed cute, but I've been here for days now. I'm feeling quite parched now, and I keep getting this feeling like I'm being watched by something. This is not romantic at all. Wait. I hate the noise it makes. Wait. I know something is following me, but I feel like I'm prancing through the same rooms over and over. Hopefully leaving notes as breadcrumbs will prove I'm making progress and reaching some destination. I just hope I don't run out of ink. I'm dreadfully thirsty. I hate the noise. Come on! Motherfucker, the noise. Okay, that one was actually kind of cute. Why the hell gotta make the noise, huh? Ink, not quite quenching my thirst. Taste is terrible, stains are terrible. I think drinking it was a very romantic idea. What the fuck is up with them Why is there a bed? That's what I want to know. It looks like an acid trip. The sound cut off. The sound cut off. Yeah. Doesn't help that I hate the noise that they use because it's just so sudden and it makes me uncomfy. hate the noise. I hate the noise. I hate the noise. Okay. Motherfucker. I hate the noise. It's not even the image, it's just the fucking noise. I hate the flickering, please. Found something today to satisfy my unromantic thirst. I awoke today from a beast faint and found before me a bottle of red wine. I am not sure what brand or year, for there is no label. All I gather is that it tastes strongly metallic. The flickering is starting to hurt my eyes. Oh, music's back. I don't think that was wine. Yeah! We're almost to the elevator room. That's all I know. God damn it, stop with the flickering. As soon as we get to room 50, I'm ending stream. Because this flickering's starting to get on my fucking nerves. Starting to hurt my eyes. God fucking damn it. Okay. Yes. Game saved. I don't know how much longer I can go on. I haven't seen any of my previous notes, so that means I either I'm getting somewhere or someone is taking them. Okay. Well, game's saved. I will continue this. Like, if it's voted for, I'll continue it on Halloween. If not, then I am, I'm gonna put 3 games and 3 videos that we can watch and I'm gonna put it on a vote. So people can, vote to see what game we'll play. Because we'll play 2 games and watch 2 videos. Or we'll play 2 games and watch 1 video series. Anyway, bye guys.